Fidelis Care offers quality, affordable health coverage for children and adults of all ages and at all stages of life. Quality health coverage, it's our mission. Call 1-888-FIDELIS or visit fideliscare.org. Hello everyone, welcome to the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. Each and every week at this time, we're going to take a look at our local college sports programs. We begin this week with the honor roll of local college athletes brought to you by M&T Bank. At M&T Bank, we're listening, learning, and working hard to understand what's important to Western New York. It's what we've been doing since 1856. M&T Bank, understanding what's important. At number 3, Dan Andrews came up big for Brockport, rushing for 139 yards and 4 touchdowns, but the Golden Eagles lost in the final seconds to Fisher, 42-38. Geneseo's Ethan Gunty is at number 2. He scored 4 goals in a 6-1 win over Fredonia. Gunty now has 6 goals for the Knights. And topping the list is Bella Matrevsky of Roberts Wesleyan. She scored 3 goals and had an assist to lead the Red Hawks to their second straight win. This one was a 7-0 shutout of Salem International. Time now for our local college spotlight athlete of the week, and we go to RIT to visit with a cross-country star who leads by example. All you need to know about RIT senior Emma Jones can be summed up in one story. It happened last year at the NCAA Cross-Country Championships held in Oshkosh, Wisconsin in November. She had a mishap early on that might have been enough to derail some runners, but not Emma.
Last year at the NCAAs, a lot of people don't know, she missed an All-American position by just a few slots, a few seconds really, and she actually lost her racing shoe 500 meters into the race. So she ran the entire race with 1 sock and 1 racing shoe, and it was below freezing. So, for her to run the way she did was really inspiring, I think, and, she really feels that she should have been an All-American last year. So she has really big goals this year, and they're definitely in line with her talent.
For Emma, her run wasn't the most important part of being at the national championships. It was the first time a team from RIT had made it to the finals, an accomplishment she will always remember.
It was pretty exciting, and I think it was really great because it's at kind of like a higher standard now for us. So I think we've kind of broken down a barrier, and now we're going to be able to achieve more than we have in the past. So it was pretty exciting and great.
It was a huge accomplishment, but I think outside of the accomplishment, it was really how it happened. The previous year, we had missed NCAAs by just 3 points, which if you know anything about running, that's 3 positions across the finish line. So really, when you talk about 5 scoring runners, it was a minuscule difference, a matter of hundreds of seconds. And I think that really hardened the women. It made them really work a lot harder in their summer training, be more diligent, be more intentful. So when we did it last year, it was more of a lesson in determination, or a lesson in resiliency. So I think it had a huge impact on the women, and then really left a big legacy for the people that have come after.
The team aspect of cross country might be lost on a lot of people, but Emma says that being able to rely on those around her is a big reason for her success.
Being a part of the team is probably the most important because you can't do the training you do alone, really. And I think most people think it is like an individual sport, but you need to have people there every day at practice training with you and keeping you accountable too.
Emma isn't the type to speak up much. She is more of a lead by example type, and she has consistently come through for the Tigers. She earned all Liberty League and all Atlantic Region honors last year, and even with 1 shoe at the NCAAs, posted the highest finish ever by an RIT runner. The Rush Henrietta graduate has been everything a coach could wish for.
She was a fantastic high school talent, very introverted, very much a team player, very much a competitive person, but it was all on the inside. And I think the path that she's kind of forged here is one of great team player, hard worker as an individual, and it's really kind of blossomed over the years that she's been here. After 2 trips to NCAAs, I think that she really has high standards for herself and those around her.
Running through muddy trails and up and down hills might not be the type of thing that would appeal to a lot of people, but Emma says you never know what you can do.
I think you just have to have like a good mentality and always keep pushing and make sure that your best isn't actually good enough, and you just have to keep pushing through certain walls. So I think it's pretty hard, but I think a lot of people could do it if they would be surprised.
She would probably recommend running the entire time with both shoes on though. That's something only the top runners should try. When we return, J.C. DeLass welcomes Geneseo volleyball coach Amber Dunn into the Coach's Corner. And later on, Kim Burnson has our Scholar Athlete of the Week, brought to you by Dave. All that and more when the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat returns. As we head to break, here's a look at the Nazareth Athletes of the Week, brought to you by Nazareth College. As we come back from break, here's a look at the Geneseo Athletes of the Week, brought to you by SUNY Geneseo. Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for joining us once again on the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. Each week, J.C. DeLass from WYSL Radio will help us get to know an area coach better with the Fidelis Care Coach's Corner. The Fidelis Care Coach's Corner is presented by Fidelis Care, quality health coverage. It's our mission.
This is J.C. DeLass with this week's Fidelis Care Coach's Corner, and our guest this week is the head women's volleyball coach at SUNY Geneseo, Amber Dunn. Coach, this is your second season as head coach here at Geneseo after a successful career as an assistant at Wisconsin's Stevens Point. What brought you here to Geneseo?
Obviously, a head coaching job, my first opportunity as a head coach. The second piece was it was a place where I felt like we could do very well. It has lots of opportunity in terms of facilities, location, competitiveness, great conference, great other staff in terms of athletics department here. It's a great place to be.
You've really had to kind of rebuild this women's volleyball program here at Geneseo. What have been some of those challenges for you to kind of get things going in the right direction? Yeah,
I think, this is the second season, so we're still obviously focusing a lot on culture and developing a culture that we want to create some type of sustainability with. I think the other big piece is the commitment level. You've always got players when you come in and working with a new program that kind of are still focused on the old regime and the way things used to be, and unfortunately that's not where we're headed. I think in terms of competition and the types of student athletes that we're looking for here at Geneseo is different than maybe what was acceptable for the program years ago. For us, it's really important to get good quality people on top of being a solid volleyball player. So, that's really kind of a deal breaker for us.
For student athlete, the word student is very important here at Geneseo. And
Absolutely.
Like you said, that's really the first thing you're looking for when you're bringing kids here, isn't it?
Absolutely.
But we've got to get in here and get some work done today, okay? I don't want to run practice too long today. I want to get in and get out, so let's be super efficient. So it's pretty similar to what we did on Tuesday. We're going to start right away with partner playing it low, okay? I think that's good for us, but I want to get through it really fast today, all right? So
talk a little bit about, for you, when you go out, you visit the schools and the programs. Besides being a good student, is there a certain type of kid, type of player you're looking for?
Absolutely. So I think initially getting me interested in seeing players being athletic, and then the big piece for me is how they're connecting with their teammates on the floor. That character piece is really, really important. And so while I'd love you to be a great volleyball player and be competitive and have all the skills that it takes to be a top-level player, I care even more about the value of their character and if they have some humility and some respectfulness and all of the things that I think make you a great human being after you leave playing college athletics.
club teams, travel teams becoming very popular, especially with women's volleyball. Do you look at that as the same level as high school competition, or do you look at what they're doing on the club level as maybe even more important?
Yeah, I think for every athlete at any level, you can tell whether they're good enough to compete at the collegiate level. I would say club tends to be more of a competitive match. At the same time, I am still going out and watching high school matches and seeing who can contribute and who has the ability to play at this level. It's also obviously beneficial for us because I can get into a club match and watch 400 or 500 teams play in a couple days, where a high school match I'm only watching 2 teams compete in a night. So it's give or take, but it certainly is worth my time.
Thanks for joining us, Coach.
Awesome, thank you.
And thank you for joining us for this week's Fidelis Care Coach's Corner.
Kim Burnson is up next with our Scholar Athlete, and later on, putting the past in the rearview mirror at Nazareth. All that and more when the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat returns. Before we go to break, here's a look at the RIT Athletes of the Week, brought to you by the Rochester Institute of Technology. As we come back from break, here's a look at the SUNY Brockport Athletes of the Week, brought to you by the College at Brockport.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson. It's time now for our Scholar Athlete, brought to you by Dave, Digital Audio Visual Environments.
Where can you go to get expert advice and installation on TVs, sound systems, and automation for your home, car, or business? Come see Dave, Digital Audio Visual Environments. ComeSeeDave.com.
This week, our Scholar Athlete is Brighton native Emma Deal, a 4-year starter for William Smith's women's soccer team. She was named to the COSIDA Academic All-District Team and Liberty League All-Academic Team. In 2013, she was an important part of the defense that drove the Herons to a national championship. Her 3.8 GPA has earned her a consistent spot on the Dean's List in every semester of her college career. For her consistency on the field and in the classroom, this week, Emma Deal is our Scholar Athlete, brought to you by Dave, Digital Audio Visual Environments. Now with a look at our college calendar, here's Dave Yates.
Here's our local college calendar for the week ahead. Today is the last day of the Women's Empire 8 Golf Championship. That's the Ithaca Country Club. Tuesday has Brockport Women's Soccer versus Utica College at 7 p.m. Also Tuesday, the U of R Women battle Fisher at 7:30. That one is at Fauver Stadium. On Wednesday, Geneseo Field Hockey hosts Nazareth at 4 p.m. And also on Wednesday, RIT Volleyball plays host to Naz. That one, a 7 o'clock start. Thursday, Roberts Wesleyan Women's Tennis takes on Cedarville College at 4 p.m. Friday night, RIT Hockey opens up against Robert Morris University. Those teams play again on Saturday, both games at 7 at the Policini Center. Saturday, the Cardinals of St. John Fisher take to the gridiron against visiting Morrisville State College. It's a 6 p.m. start at Growney Stadium. And a big weekend for squash fans. The U of R will be competing at the U.S. Squash Intercollegiate Doubles Championship in Philadelphia. That's our College Sports Beat calendar. And now here's how some Section 5 alums are doing at colleges outside of Rochester in a segment we call Postcards from College. Jerron Jones of Notre Dame coming off a season-high 7 tackles against Duke. The Irish, though, they're struggling at 1-3. Another former Aquinas standout, Ernest Edwards, got the first touch of his college career and made the most of it, running 23 yards for a touchdown. The Black Bears of Maine, however, are 0-3. Michaela Sargent also made the most of her first time in the pool for Florida, winning the 500 free and the 200 individual medley at the All-Florida Invitational. And Adriana Van Kuke from Wayne Central is playing at UB and has started all 9 games so far in her first year. Those are our postcards from college. Coming up next, our honor roll of teams, and we'll find out what it takes to turn around an 0-15 team. All that and more when the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat returns. As we head to break, here's a look at the Roberts Wesleyan Athletes of the Week, brought to you by Roberts Wesleyan College. As we come back from break, here's a look at the St. John Fisher Athletes of the Week, brought to you by St. John Fisher College. Welcome back, and thanks once again for joining us on the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. Here is our honor roll of local college teams. In at number 3, it's the Roberts Wesleyan women's tennis team. They beat Millersville 9-0 to remain a perfect 6-0 on the year. At number 2, U of R field hockey won their Liberty League opener 2-0 over Union. They ran their mark on the year to 8-0. And Fisher football tops it once again. The number 16 Cardinals won the Courage Bowl against Brockport with seconds remaining, capping off a 21-point comeback, the biggest in school history. Fisher is also a perfect 12-0 in Courage Bowl games. And now for our Spotlight Team of the Week. The Golden Flyers men's soccer team endured a long season last year, but with a new coach and an influx of first-year players, they're proving anything is possible.
It can sometimes be difficult to shake the past, yet the Nazareth men's soccer team is making it look easy. After going 0-15 just a season ago, a change in culture was needed to have any hope at future success.
Last year was obviously a tough season, winless, but when I took the job, the first thing that I said was, the past is in the past, today's a new day, and we're going to get to work and we're going to get better, each day and with each match. And the guys, we had a fantastic preseason, and we said from the beginning that, we're not to talk about last year. It's in the past. We learned, they learned a lot from it, and we're moving forward, and the buy-in's been great. The guys are excited, and we're off to a great start.
Head coach Matt Tantalo took over the team just last March. After spending 11 impressive seasons with Keuka College as head coach, he was inheriting a tough challenge, motivating a new group of guys that hadn't won a game since October of 2014.
It's in a lot of regards, it's a very similar team as last year. We've got some good young players that we've added to the mix. But it's really, it's the buy-in. The guys are committed, they're working hard, they're working for each other, and they're working for the team.
How has your coach helped change that culture?
He's been wonderful. He's just set the tone for everyone, realized what we need to do every day, so he's been just amazing.
He's very involved in every practice. He's always out here early, setting the tone. So, it's obvious that he cares a lot, so it makes the guys care a lot.
The first task, changing up the off-season routine. With a group of talented freshmen joining the squad, team leaders wanted to hold each player to a higher standard, making sure everyone was putting in the work.
But to see, just the attitude of our players and the team-first mentality, and just the support, across the board, as really one of the things that makes this team as special as it is.
During preseason, we had all the guys come here early, so we got to know them right off the bat. And like I said, we're very close-knit, and even though there's an age gap, it doesn't seem it on the field.
I think a lot of guys put in those extra miles on their own, and that shows here, because it's a long season. Kids come from school. It's not easy to be here every day, playing games, 90-minute games. So I think that extra work on your own comes to help the team in this kind of environment then.
The hard work paid off quickly. The Golden Flyers earned their first victory of the season by a score of 1-0 over Morrisville, a win that came in the team's season opener thanks to a header by senior Lucas Bennett.
What was it like when you got that first win this season? What was the morale like of the team?
Oh, it was great. It's been a long time coming. We put in a lot of work in the off season, so just to get that result right off the bat, it was amazing.
Nazareth got off to a quick 3-1 start in their first 4 games. They've since struggled with injuries, losing 3 of their defensive starters, all of which are expected to return this season. Still, the goals remain the same.
Our expectations are to get better with each match and become the best team that we can be. We set a goal at the beginning of the season to qualify for the Empire 8 tournament, and then when we qualify for the Empire 8 tournament, we'll set a new goal of winning it. But we did some work, during the spring, and we sat down and wanted to set realistic goals and expectations. And we believe there's no reason why we shouldn't be in the Empire 8 Conference tournament this year.
I'm Kim Burnson with the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat.
2, 3, yes! Thanks everybody for watching.
And a special thanks to our sponsors, including Fidelis Care, for making the College Sports Beat possible.
We'll see you right back here next week.